there, let's play some daily word games. It's Sunday, May 15th, 2022, and I have had a heck of a time getting this video started. I keep getting interrupted. So let's hope it works out this time. First, a few announcements. I reached my 100 subscribers, and I released my celebratory video in which I think something like 17 viewers submitted a total of 23 custom puzzles for me to solve, and I solved all of them. In one long video. It's the unedited version, which I uploaded by accident, is an hour and 24 minutes, and the edited version is like an hour and 14 minutes or something like that. It's like, it was just a mistake. I uploaded the wrong file, and by the time I realized it, it had comments and likes, and people had watched it and liked it, and so I figured, hey, if people don't mind it wasn't edited, I'm not going to take it away. So I did upload the edited version as well, which you can check out. I will link both in the description. The only difference is I cut out all the silly in-between stuff where I'm pulling up the next puzzle and rearranging the layout of the screen and all the stuff that nobody needs to see. There's nothing in there embarrassing. There's nothing in there inappropriate. I didn't say any bad words, thankfully. I had occasion to, but I managed not to. I wasn't interrupted by any children, so there's nothing awful in the unedited version. It's just that in the edited version, I also added some images and did some bells and whistles that won't show up in the unedited. So you can take your pick, or you can watch both. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I had a lot of fun making it, getting a lot of really positive feedback. So you can check that out. If you have not yet subscribed and you enjoy my content, hitting that subscribe button makes a huge difference for me. And hit the bell for notifications when I upload new videos. You can join the Discord for announcements, to chat with me, whatever you want. And my other announcement is, because I reached 100 subscribers, YouTube now allows me to have a custom URL. And so I now have youtube.com/c/ I cannot say that for some reason. youtube.com/c/GeoGuessr, which is a lot easier to remember if you're looking for me. So that's cool. And let's play some word games, shall we? It is Sunday, and so according to my schedule, which I will not repeat the file name of because it's getting old, we're playing Squardle, Symble, and Wordle Peaks. So in Squardle, we try to guess 6 interlocking words, kind of like a crossword, using basically the same strategies and rules as Wordle. So I'm gonna start. I don't have anything to start with, really, because I didn't do anything before this. So let's see. There's a lunar eclipse tonight. Why don't we start with lunar, which is a very cool word. Now, that was actually pretty good. Green means you've got the right letter in the right spot. Yellow and red both mean what yellow would mean in Wordle, which is to say there is that letter in that word. The red one means there's that letter in the vertical word, and yellow means there's that letter in the horizontal word. That's the only difference. And the arrows tell you, in case you can't remember what the colors mean. But that way, when you learn the colors at a glance, you can just see, oh, okay, so there's an N in this middle word going up and down. There's an A in this top word going left to right. There's an N in this word going left to right. And since it's not marked as also being in this word, we know N cannot be in this position, just as if it were yellow on a Wordle board. So there's an N in one of these 4. There's an N in one of these 4. There's an A in one of 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There's not an A here, however, because this A is white. And white means that letter does appear somewhere in the puzzle, but not in the word that you've currently tried it in. So yes, there is an A somewhere. In fact, we know it's up here in this word, but it's not in this word. Same for R. There's an R somewhere in the puzzle, but it's not in any of the words this R can see. And it's also not in any of the words this R can see. So it must be somewhere in the middle here. So, and the other thing about Squardle is you have to try words in order. First you do the top and left, then you do the 2 middles, then you do the right and bottom, and it cycles around. You don't just click anywhere and solve. That's part of the challenge, part of the way that the game works. So, the downword and the crossword both have N in them in the middle, so it would be smart, I would think, to try putting an N right here. And you can put notes. You can actually now do either sort of like tentative or yes, I'm sure. So this means I think there's an N here, I'd like to test it. And that means I know there's an N here. So we don't know for sure. So we'll do that. And a 5-letter word with N in the middle is all I really need. How about tonal? And this actually, well, I know this one can't be, actually, that's, the A can't be in either of these spots, because if it were, this A would have a down arrow, and this A would have a left or right arrow. So this actually can't be. But I think I'm going to try it anyway. I'm curious. Ooh, that was actually pretty good. Okay. So now I know there's also an A in this word. The N was not in the middle, so let's take that out. There's an L in both directions here. Now I know this L is not over here because this L would be red and have up and down arrows in it if it were. So that's how you use the clues to narrow down where things can go. So I think it would be interesting to try to put A here, don't you? I mean, I do, and I'm the one solving the puzzle, so, you know. This cannot be an A. This could be. I don't know for sure whether there's an A in the bottom or not. I know there's an A in the middle, and I know it could be here. It could be the first one. It could be here. It actually has a lot of options, but I'm gonna try it in the third spot down here because why not? I also need an L, and I know the L can't be in the first or last spot, so maybe we'll try it here. Let's see what kind of a word we can build. How about gland? Keep using N. It'd probably be smart to use other letters, but I just wanted to try those. Okay, this is good. So I have now placed this L. This L had to be in one of these three spots. We know it's not here because this is a U, and now we know it's not here. So this is definitely an L. Of that we are certain. This is not an A. This is not an L, so we can take those out. This N cannot be, okay, so this N is pointing up. It has to be in one of these two. It can't be here because if it were, this N would have horizontal arrows on it. Oh, that's what I didn't mention. The orange ones mean that letter appears in both directions. The words in both directions. It could be that it's in the middle. In this case, it's not. Or it could just mean there's an N here and there's an N here or something. In fact, that's entirely possible. But because this N is pointing up and I know it can't be here, I know it has to be here. So that is certain as well. And now A, looks like there's two spots for A still. This N, this N is also placed. It can't be here because this N would be orange. So this must be N, which means something. And now let's look at what we can fill in up here. So this could start with T. Oh, it can't start with T, in fact, because this T is yellow, which means this tile is not a T. So T, I don't know. Let's try putting a T somewhere else in the word, I guess. I haven't used S yet. Let's try ST. And then maybe A, because there is an A in this word. I'm looking at the top word. No, it's not N. How about state? That has two spots for T. Oh, neither. Interesting. And there's no, okay, black means there's not that letter anywhere in the puzzle. So white means it's in the puzzle but not in this word. S means it is not in the puzzle. There are no S's anywhere. There are no O's anywhere. There are no D's anywhere. So don't use them. Okay, so T is placed in the top. It is the final letter of this word. And now we can try to figure out this word. So the A, it's not, oh, the A is placed. This is A. Filling in this word here. This is probably, okay, there is a G in this word, so there's a really good chance it goes here. Because there's a G in this downward as well. No, there isn't. It doesn't say if there is, but it goes after N really nicely. That's what I meant. So like something like clang, maybe? Let me try it. C-L-A-N-G. Ah! It was clang. Nice. Okay. And that actually gave me this N as well. This, okay, so when you know you've fulfilled a clue, you can hide them or gray them out just to, so that it doesn't have to be too distracting. Because, you know, sometimes you just get this sort of overload of information. I have not placed this T yet. Actually, I have. It goes here. And again, I know that because there has to be a T in this word. We've placed A and N, and it can't be here because if it were, this T would be orange. Okay. So what's going on down here? There's an L. This L is actually placed. Looking like eagle, isn't it? Let's try it. Yeah, nice. All right. And now we are back to the first words. Something like facet. Facet looks really good, actually. I'm thinking facet across and fugue down. So let's do that. Because, yeah. That looks good. Ah, nice. All right. It helps to think about, okay, if I put an F here, what does that do to the other word? Is it possible or not? So what do we have left to fill here? We need a G in this word and a G in this word. So fugue is looking very good. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm pretty sure about that. And then giant, I think? Nope. Grant, then. That's okay. So then over here, T... Oh, what is this word? I was going to say title, but that's not an L there. Tutti? Strange word. Worth a try, I guess. Wrong. Okay. I have no idea what that is. I have to think about it again, but let me get these first. So this is fugue. Fugue. And I think grant. Good. All right, so one more. What is this word? Do I know any? I don't know anything. Oh, there is an I here. Tithe. There we go. Nice. All right, I think that was a pretty good solve. There was a few things I overlooked, but for the most part, I feel pretty good about that. All right. So that's Squardle. Let's move on to Symble. And I think we'll take a word from Squardle to start Symble with. The last word was tithe. It's not great, having a repeated letter. What else did we have? How about grant? Grant is good. I like having 5 unique letters to start my symbols with. Okay, so this is great. We have all 3 symbols. I'm thinking star is probably green, meaning the word probably starts with G. And if it does, then the second... So now the question is it... Sorry, is the red yellow or is the blue yellow in this case? So if the red is yellow, it's such ridiculous things we say when we play these games. This would have to be an A because it can't be an R. But I think what I'm going to do is just test one thing at a time. So I'm going to test if the green star is green, because if it's not, I have to rethink my whole strategy. Anyway, one must be careful when one gestures and one has a glass on one's desk. Pardon me. I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. I'm not sick, it's just allergies, and I know I scratch my face a lot. Nothing's wrong with me, I promise. Well, no, that's not true. There are a lot of things wrong with me, but I'm just got an itchy nose. I try to cut out most of my nose scratching, but sometimes I'm talking over it and I can't, so my apologies if that's gross. I try not to do it, but it happens. Okay, so if I want to start with G and test the G, I need 4 other unique letters in order to... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the T there too, because that should be revealing. Correct. Okay, so G... Oh, you know what? That could be T or G there still. Maybe that wasn't a very smart thing to do. Well, that's really interesting. I actually don't know, do I? Well, let's try TR. You know what, though? If green star is yellow and refers to the T, then the red has to be gray because it's ridiculous things. I think that means red has to be gray. If green star is yellow, it has to refer to the T, so the word has to start with T. And if the word starts with T, then these guys can't be green, because if they were, this would also be a T. And since the T would be accounted for here, this would have been a blue sun. So if... I'm so confused. I'm not confused. I'm just like amused by how I'm explaining this. If the green star is yellow and refers to the T. If it's yellow, it has to refer to the T. And if it is, then the blue sun has to be green, and that just does not seem at all likely, does it? In fact, it can't be. So I'm actually going to keep going with the G. And if G is first, and I need another letter from Grant that isn't R or G to fill in the second slot, it has to be A. And then the last slot cannot be T or G or A. I didn't really think it was. So it's probably R. So something like gamer is probably a smart guess. Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty confident now that it's G-A something E-R, and now we just have to figure out what that middle letter is. It could be P. Anything else? Gaper? Let's do gaper. No. It's not gayer, is it? L-K-J-F-D. Oh, gazer. That's probably what it is. Yeah, gazer. Nice. Okay, good. I fell into the trap, but I had room. I mean, if I hadn't had room, I might have tried to rule out whatever the middle letters were, but I didn't need to. So I was right. The R and the A were yellow. The G was green. That was a pretty good solve. And we'll finish it off with Wordle Peaks. Vegeta, this is sort of a competing for compliments deal here, but they left a nice comment on yesterday's video about how they enjoy watching me solve or play their game, and anyway, I enjoy playing it, so there. Seems to me that gazer would be a terrible word to start with, but just to prove that the starting word isn't everything, I'm going to do it. The reason I say it's terrible is if you're not familiar with this game, which I assume you are if you're watching this, but I'll just be real quick about a quick explanation in case you're not. In Wordle Peaks, instead of telling us the color of the letter based on whether and where it goes in the word, so, like in regular Wordle, this G might be yellow, which would mean the G goes somewhere in the word, just not here. Instead, we're told what the letter that actually goes in this spot in the secret word, where it is in the alphabet compared to the letter that you guessed. And the reason I say A and Z are terrible letters, or the reason I say gazer is a terrible word to start with, is because it has an A and a Z. And with A, if it's not A, then all the other letters are above it in the alphabet. And with Z, if it's not Z, all the letters in the alphabet are below it. So basically, you learn nothing. It's like, basically, you're starting from scratch on the second guess. But the G, the E, and the R are not bad. So G being blue and pointing downward means I need a letter that is closer to A in the alphabet, and this very helpfully tells me the range of letters to choose from, and the keyboard also highlights the letters that are available. So you don't have to sing the alphabet to yourself, the computer does it for you. Most people do that, right? I don't usually, but I have trouble remembering what order V and W go in. I don't know why. We all have these quirks, right? Like I just can't remember whether V comes before or after Y. Anyway, so how about D? And then, how about I don't think I'm spelling an actual word here. It's fine to do double letters even because Y is no good, but because again, it's related in that column in the alphabet, not in the word. So I mean, you could technically, if you could find a word that was 5 of the same letter, that would be a reasonable guess in some cases. But I probably am not going to do that. How about, I was going to say donor, but not an R at the end there. I might be on the wrong track. How about D-R-O? Oh, drool. Oh, wow. Heading downward. All right. B-L. Oops. Blend. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so B is correct. And we're working our way downward. So if it's not L, none of the other consonants that are available can come after B. So it has to be E or I. I'm going to go with E. And then this letter, maybe, well, let's do this. We know this is an N. And then here, I'm seeing being. Being looks good. Being, nice. I think that was a pretty good solve. Again, because I spent time explaining it, it increases the length that it takes me. But a typical solve for me when I'm not trying to explain as I go is under 2 minutes. I keep thinking I should just do these as shorts occasionally. Maybe I will. Shorts sometimes take longer than longs because if you record a 3-minute video and you're trying to make it a short, you have to watch it over and over again and cut stuff out, and it's actually quite difficult. Anyway, that is 3 games for Sunday. I hope you had a good weekend and that you have a good start to your week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a comment telling me that you're going to bring me ice cream and Diet Coke. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I just meant let me know what you thought of the video and how you did, if you tried any of the games yourself, or if you have any questions, or if you have games to recommend. I'm all ears. I like comments. I try to read all of them. I try to respond when a response is appropriate. I try to like them when I see them. So definitely interact. I really appreciate feedback. I appreciate knowing that people are watching my videos and hopefully enjoying them. Pay attention to me. I'm like a cat, like, I want some attention. And you're like, okay. And you like pick them up and scratch their head and they're like, I don't want you to pick me up. And I'm like, look, you asked for attention. You didn't specify what kind. Anyway, that'll do for now. If you like pictures of cats, and especially if you would like to see pictures of the cutest cat in the world, mine, those are over on my Patreon. And for as little as $1 a month, you can see all the ones I post there, as well as bonus videos. A lot of times I post uncut versions of the videos I post as shorts. So, you know, it might have taken me 3.5 minutes, but I only posted a short version for the short, but I post the unedited version on Patreon when I think it's interesting. I intend to create some kind of a blooper video at some point. I'm finding it to be more difficult than I expected. First of all, to pull together the footage, and second of all, just to find the time to do it. I will be honest and say that I have been neglecting my schoolwork all week, and it is coming back to bite me. I am in fact avoiding it right now. It's not good. So I do have to do the things people pay me for and the things I am paying for, as much as I would love to be able to spend all day making videos, because I really do enjoy it. So that is it for now, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that may be, probably tomorrow.